Hi all, welcome back. Right, in our previous class, we were discussing on the lightning flows. So lightning flows are one of the out-of-the-box components provided by Salesforce, and it is a process automation tool which has been introduced with multiple features on top of our workflows and process builder. So the workflows having a limited number of actions, and process builder also has a limited set of actions. So Salesforce has introduced the flows or lightning flows or flow builder, which has more number of actions along with multiple combination of actions which we can perform with the flows. Okay. And this is the flows are like easy to use, but yes, we will need to have that uh, analytical thinking of like where we need to use the data elements, where we need to use the logical elements, and how we are going to automate our requirement. So that is there. So lightning flows. So we also discussed like the elements. So the two different types of flows, screen flows and auto launched flows. So screen flows are one type. So where the user input may be required on the screen flows, whereas auto launched flows does not require a user interface. And in auto launched flows, we have record triggered, auto launched flow, schedule triggered flow, platform event flow. Okay. So when I say platform event flow, we can have an event captured from a Lightning Web component and a flow getting triggered based on that particular platform event. And then we discussed the elements which we can see on the left side. So the elements of the flows. So what different elements we have, like data elements, like first one, interaction elements, logical elements, and the data elements. So we can see those elements. And then we had a chance of creating a small flow, which we have used it to create an opportunity record. Okay. So yes. So the navigation also we understood like how do we need to go create a flow. How we are going to create a flows. Go to our application, and in that application setup menu, go to quick find box, type flows or lightning flows. And here you find the flows, and you can see all the flows here. Okay. And if you want to create a new flow, you can create it. And this is the flow which we have created for our opportunity object. And we have also like seen the flow interview, what is happening at each stage on our flow interview, right? So initial one screen, we gave the inputs like opportunity name and close date. And when we click next in the second screen, we gave the stage value for the stage, and it is done. This is the final screen which appeared, but in the background, there is a data element which we have included for creating a record with the provided values. And we saw that a new opportunity has been created, right? Okay, so with this, the wrapping up the flows, let's move on to the most awaiting concept, that is lightning web components, LWC. So this is uh, the very important topic. Yes, I'm going to give you the basic of Lightning Web Components, but it will be usually it's a big concept where we'll have more details in it. But for you to understand what a Lightning component is all about, I'm going to discuss. So yes, what is Introduction to Lightning Web Components, LWC? So if you want to uh, crack a job on the Salesforce, probably you will be need to know the Lightning Web Components. So Lightning Web Components are the recent um, additions to the web stack where we can create the components on the fly. Okay. So the agenda for this particular class is what is a Lightning Web Component, Aura versus Lightning Web Components, advantages of Lightning Web Components, and a simple demo of our Lightning Web Component. Okay. So what is this Lightning Web Component? So it's a user interface framework that Salesforce developers use to create customized pages and functions on the Salesforce platform. So that means it's a UI framework where we can design our own component and place it on our Salesforce org. So to perform any kind of operations, let's say I wanted to design a user form. Yes, you can design a user form and use that particular component on your community builder, and uh, you can externally expose that particular URL, or you can create a community where the customer comes and fills in the form and you capture those details into your lead record, right? So yes, let's say I just want to display some information on my Salesforce org. Yes, we can do. We can create a component, simple component. When it comes to complex components, it's like building out a good community. When I say community in Salesforce, it's talking about the uh, website. Okay, so the website with multiple different pages in it. Okay, so in our community builder we can build different type of components, and we can build the components using the Lightning Web Components and use it in our community builder. That's one thing. But to use the components on our Salesforce, yes, we can use all our components which we build using the LWC on our Salesforce pages, may it be home page, a record page, or Lightning homepage, Lightning record page, or community homepage. Wherever you want to place this component, you can have this component exposed to those pages, and it can be used in different places. So Lightning Web Components are custom HTML elements built using HTML and modern JavaScript. So for us to master the Lightning Web Components, a small prerequisite is you should at least know the basics of HTML and JavaScript, because we are going to write some of the UI components or UI elements with the help of HTML, and we are going to write a little bit of backend logic using the JavaScript apart from our programming on Apex classes or using the Apex. Okay. So yes, so this was the journey of the Lightning Web Components, or the improvisations which Salesforce has been doing so far. So in 2006, so Salesforce has started the, like, we have something called S controls. So I see a couple of very less number of projects on which are using S controls. Then in 2006, Salesforce has introduced Visual Force Pages, which is UI design framework or the scripting where we will be designing the UI for the user, Visual Force UI. Okay. So then in 2014, Salesforce has introduced Aura components. So why Aura components? Because it was having more, uh, the web standard has been increased and more uh, client-side programming is possible with the help of these components. Okay. And in the late 2018, early 2019, so Salesforce has introduced Lightning Web Components. Yes, you may ask a question like why there is so much of enhancement. The reason being the growth in the web stack. That means the browser customization has been increased. So we initially we were not able to do multiple things with the help of browser, but now it is like the browser can handle the client-side programming part. So if you see this uh, lightning components, so here if you see, so this blue color, the differences between Aura and lightning web components. So this blue color, when Aura components programming model was introduced, we have a web standard for ACMS script 5. So it used to handle only few things like events, standard elements, and rendering, and all other things has to be handled at the uh, framework level itself, like the custom events, rendering optimization, custom components, custom component model. So all this has to be handled at the browser level, the framework level itself. Okay. But when it comes in 2019, the web stack has improved a lot, and we started using ECMS script 7. The web stack standard has increased to ECMS script 7, and it was using ECMS script 7 where the standard events, the modules, the shadow DOM, custom elements, templates, everything comes from the browser side itself. Only you will have to customize on the security, lightning, data, service, and base lightning components. So only these few steps you will have to do on the programming side, but the basic rendering part, so many things were provided as part of the web stack itself. So that's where the lightning web components has come into picture. So why Lightning components? Because for better performance and a seamless user experience. So the days are now like it's all the user experience that is very important. Okay. So initially, the programming used to be something like the backend programming completely, but now it is all about complete front end programming. Okay. So if you design a rich user interface, that is where your customer is going to feel happy and wanted to work with you. So it's all about designing the rich interactive UI and UX screens. Okay. So our Lightning Web components are mostly focused on designing a component which can be having a rich UI UX experience, as well as it is also doing the complete backend programming where we can do complex business logics as well. Right, let's go ahead and do a simple demo for our Lightning Web components. Okay, so here I just opened one important point I need to mention here is you cannot uh, create a Lightning Web component without Visual Studio Code, okay, VS Code. So till now we were writing the programming on our developer console, Yes, most of the things are possible with the developer console, but the Lightning Web Component needs the VS Code, Visual Studio Code to be installed. That's where you can create the Lightning Web Components from the Visual Studio Code. Okay, but here there is one small disadvantage. So VS Code, Visual Studio Code is an on-premise software. So you will have to physically install this VS Code and install the Salesforce extension for it on your local laptop or desktop. Okay, so it's an on-premise tool. But Salesforce is trying to bring out the cloud-based tool called Code Builder. So that is not going to be an on-premise, it's going to be on cloud itself. So you can directly make use of the Code Builder code. So in the on-premise, we know what are the drawbacks we have using making use of on-premise applications, right? So that's where Salesforce is trying to bring a tool called Code Builder, which is which is a cloud-based code builder, and we don't need to have it installed on our local system, right? Right. So one benefit of you having the Visual Studio Code, the on-premise tool is, let's say I have a deadline tomorrow and I need to write some code today. And unfortunately, I am in a remote village and I have no internet connection, right? So in that case, if you are working on your developer console, you need an internet connection, which is not possible, right? But when you are working with Visual Studio Code, you can write down your code offline on your Visual Studio Code VS Code tool and then save it. And when whenever you have the internet connection, you can connect your VS Code to the Salesforce org, to your org, and then deploy the code to that particular org. You can do that. So that's the benefit of our VS Code. Of course, the drawback is it's an on-premise tool. Okay, so the scenario, usually you can write, that means your code you can have save on your VS Code locally. Okay, and as far as you deploy your source to the org, so it's going to be stored on the Salesforce org, and once it's error free, it's going to be added to the metadata repository once you deploy it without errors. Okay, so that's the basic concept about uh, Lightning Web Components. So let's go ahead and write a sample Lightning Web Component. So here I have so many other things, but yes, we will go from the scratch. So go ahead, file, create a yeah, just give me a second. There were multiple things out here which are not required. Right. So as soon as you install your VS Code, there are few icons which won't be appear. When you connect your Salesforce org to your Visual Studio Code, then this particular icon appears. So similarly, uh, right. So what you can do is Control Shift P. This is the shortcut keys for executing the commands here. So when you click on Control Shift P, okay, so I just want to create a new org So let's create a new project. Okay. So let's create a project, and I want to go with the standard template. This is a test. Let's say the project name is test, and it will ask me where should I create that particular project. So it has already given the path. Okay. So this is the path which is going to be, you can select the same, and your project folder has been created here. Okay. So you created your folder project. So here for us to create our lightning web components, so this is the go folders. So here you see Aura, classes, layouts, LWC, objects, so many things, right? So if you want to write classes, you can go to this folder and write the classes. So currently we will be creating Lightning Web component. That's where we will have to go to this particular folder, LWC Lightning Web component, right click on it, or you can also do Control Shift P and create Lightning Web component. Okay, so this you can do. Click on the create Lightning Web component sample demo. I want to give the name of this file and the default one. Okay, go with the same default path only. That means under LWC, my sample demo has been created. If you see here. So here, if you see, there are 3 different files which got created. So these are the base files for every Lightning Web component. So you have sample demo.html, sample demo.js, sample demo.js-meta.xml. So 3 different files. So all these files has their own purpose. So if you see, our project name and the file name should be the same with the extension. So for every Lightning Web component, we can have one HTML file, one JavaScript file, and a configuration file, that is js-meta.xml. And apart from these 3 files, we can have extra JavaScript file based on our requirement. And also you can have .css file, uh, cascading style sheets file. So for uh, beautifying your outputs. Okay. So you can also create those files. These 3 files are very important. So let's go to one by one to sample demo.html. So here is where we are going to write our HTML code, which we need to design. Okay, let's say I want to design a login screen. So you have to write the HTML code here for the login screen. So for now, I'm just creating some. This is a test LWC. I'm giving a heading, and then you can use the basic HTML tags, header tag, uh, paragraph tag, or you can use table tags, so many tags in HTML, right? So you can use any one of them. Welcome to Lightning Web Components. This is a test LWC. So this is what I want to write. You can implement your custom business logics based on the requirement. So when I say custom business logic, you can add a button, a text field, or a checkbox field, or a pick list field, pick list multi-select field, or free text field. So something like that. You can add multiple things. I'll show you the other examples. Uh, right. So you can add whatever you want to design, all those in the HTML file, the designing part. Okay. So this is how, so our HTML file resides within the tags, template tags, and within that we can have multiple tags, the designing, everything we can design here. Okay. So all the basic tags, if you know, you can use them here. So basically the HTML file is used for designing the rich user interface with the help of HTML. Okay. And if you know, this HTML is like compatible with any type of browser, which it will not have any restrictions on the browsers. So it will be working with any type of browser. That's where we go ahead use HTML more, right? So this is about the HTML file. Let's go to sample demo.js. JS is the JavaScript file. So here, if you see, there is some code written, import lightning element from LWC. So this lightning element is a wrapper class, which is having the code related to it in a module called LWC module. So we are importing that particular class and we are extending our lightning element for our sample demo class. So this is our sample demo class and we are extending the lightning element. So whatever the uh, code which is present in our lightning element, we are going to make use of it. So similarly, if you want to, we are writing the export keyword here because if we want our sample demo class to be used by others, they can also do this way, like import uh, sample demo from the path, okay? C slash or wherever this particular sample demo class has been present, okay? So this way, after we write this particular sample demo class, our sample demo class can also be imported in other places. So that's the reason we are using export keyword, export default class, okay? So we can reuse the code, right? So this is our sample demo class. So in this class, within the class, we will be writing our code, whichever we need to implement. So this is a JavaScript. So to perform the client side uh, programming with our variables and different, to perform the business logic also, we will be using the JavaScript as well. Okay. So this is our JavaScript file. And coming to third one, sample demo.js-meta.xml. Okay, so this is the configuration file for our Lightning Web Component. So when I say configuration file, this is going to have information like where our component is going to be exposed and to which API version our component data elements are going to be bind, right? So this, if you see, these are the basic things. So API version is this is the latest version which I have in my current org. So version 56. So whenever I write some code for this particular API version 56, the variables are going to get bind. And this one is exposed is written as false here. So this is how, if you, yeah, you can see the thing here. If is exposed is false, the component is not exposed to Lightning App Builder or Experience Builder. To allow the component to be used in Lightning App Builder or Experience Builder, set is exposed to true and define at least one target, which is a type of Lightning page. Okay, so yeah, it is all self-explanatory. So I'm exposing my Lightning Web component. That means this particular component which I'm designing, I'm exposing, making sure this component is available in different pages on my Salesforce org. That is what I'm doing here. Okay. Right. So these are the three files. Apart from these three files, you can create a CSS file. Okay, let us create a small CSS file. Sample demo.css. So we can specify our CSS file, like design, beautify our context of the HTML content. Okay, so here H1 tag I'm using it right in the HTML file. So that HTML, this H1 tag, I can apply some cascading style sheets for that H1 tag, so that whatever I apply, that is applied to my text here. Okay, so I want this text to be some bold or underline or use a different font. So yes, I can do it with the help of .css file. Okay. And you can have one more .javascript file also, and also you can have .svg file for importing our static resources, like any icon images or some kind of specific images which are related to our project. So .svg file we can create, and we can have all the static resources in our svg file. So this is all the basic of a small Lightning Web component. Okay, so let's design this component and see. So I'm not doing anything here, just I'm creating a message. This is a test LWC, welcome to Lightning Web Components. On the JavaScript file, I'm not performing because I'm not capturing any details here so that I can process. So I'm not capturing anything. But the jsmeta.xml file, you have to make this available on on different pages. So you will have to define some targets. Right, as soon as I type target, you can see here lightning app page. Or okay, so target is nothing but where I wanted to expose this particular lightning web component. So that means this component can be made available to different pages: Lightning homepage or record page or community builder homepage, community app page. So all those are like targets. So we can make use in that. So you making use of our Lightning app builder, we can customize our, make use of our component available on our different pages. Okay. So target, we can select, I mean, we can have more than one targets also. So here, if you see, there are multiple things coming up, right? So Lightning. So these are all the targets: Lightning app page, Lightning home page, inbox, record action, record page, tab, utility, so many pages. You can also see something like community. Yeah, Lightning community page, default home page, right? So let's go ahead and select Lightning homepage. That means on the homepage, we can see this particular uh, Lightning web component. We can also specify more than one component, more than one targets. I want to specify in record page also, home page and record page, and the targets. Okay, so true, and then the targets we have said in the JS file we haven't written anything, and in the HTML file we have written 2 lines. So let's save. You just need to do the Control S for saving all these files. Okay, so now what we need to do for us to make this particular component visible to our uh, Salesforce org. So first thing is we will have to do authorize an org. Control Shift P. So there is an option called authorize an org. That means we are connecting our Salesforce org to this particular VS Code editor. Okay. So project default, I'm saying. airlines org. So this will, okay, you were not shown the screen. This will actually redirect me to login screen this way. Okay, so you need to provide your login for the org which you want to connect. So you need to make sure to which org you got connected. So I have connected previously to other orgs also here. Okay, so we are good. Let's go to our VS Code. See here, if you see, authorize an org successfully ran. So that means we were able to authorize our org. So now what we need to do is we have to deploy this code to our Salesforce org, right? So how we are going to do, we will have to again Control Shift P. Okay, deploy this source to org. Okay, click on that, and then your source code will get deployed to the Salesforce org. So if there are any errors, it will be showing. Yeah, deploy source to org successfully ran. So once you deploy, then this particular lightning component is visible on your targets. So the targets which we mentioned is lightning homepage and lightning record page. So let's go ahead and see our org. Yeah, so I'm on the org. So this is the org, and we have exposed that particular lightning components to home page, right? So this is the home page. And when I say record page, you click on account or any records, you open the record. This is the record page. Okay. So I expose that component to the record page and home page. So home page, let's see. This is the home page. So if I need to use that particular component on my home page, so I need to go to my Lightning app builder. So that means go to settings, edit page. So you will be redirected to Lightning app builder, right? So this is where you will be shown all the components available for you to use. So these are all the standard components which are available. And if you see, these are the custom components. So our sample demo is a component which we created. So this is a component and it's available. So we can use it. You can drag and drop here on our home page. If you want to use that particular component, let's say I want to use it here. Yes, you can drag and drop. Okay, so here is your component and click on save. Okay, after saving, you will have to activate this particular component. Click on activate. So here it will ask you some kind of permissions. So whether you want to select this component as org-wise default or app-wise default or apps and some profile. So I am just defining it as app default and add assignments. So in this, which applications do you want to show? Okay. So I just want to show in our, so I'm selecting org-wise default. So it will be available on all the home pages on for every application in our org. Okay. And then activation is done. Let's save and go back. If you go back on your home page, you can see your Lightning Web component here, right? So this is a test LWC. Welcome to the Lightning Web components. So this is the component. So here, if you see, I have created some other components, create lead. These are also components which I have created. These are not normal forms which are created. These are Lightning Web components which are created. Okay. So based on our requirement, we will be creating our components and we will perform multiple operations on our components. Okay. So this is we made the component available on home page. We made the component available on the record page also. So when I say record page, let's take um, case record. Let's open some case record. And in this particular page also, I want that particular component to be visible. Yes, you can do with the Lightning App Builder, edit page, go to the Lightning App Builder. So here, if you see your custom component is available here, so you can place it wherever you want. Okay. So I'm placing it at the top here and click on save. These are the form factors. So for mobile, how it should be visible, for desktop, how it should be visible. And you can save, right? So that is it. It got saved. Now, if you go back here on our record page, so on the cases, this is a test case we clicked on, right? So let's go check on this. It's here, right? So the Lightning component is displayed, right? So this way we can create even multiple different type of Lightning Web components on our org. So uh, so this is very simple Lightning Web component, but we can have multiple complex Lightning Web components. So I have designed a community builder component where we can access that particular community builder component from the URL itself externally, and it will be creating a new lead record, lead record into our system. That means the person who is filling a form on our website, so if he is interested in our business, he is asked to fill a form. So if he submits the details, that is going to create a new lead record into our system. That is how we capture the web to lead leads information. That means the motto is like we will have to get as many customers possible, as much business possible, as much opportunities possible, right? So we will be capturing this information and a record gets created. So once a lead record gets created, we create multiple rules for it, like sending an email confirmation to the user and also sending an email confirmation to the Salesforce org user saying a new lead has been created. You can start working on it, right? So this is how we can create multiple things on our Salesforce org using the Lightning Web components. Okay. So yes, the Lightning Web components are just a UI framework. So it's a combination. We need to know a little bit on the HTML part. We need to know JavaScript and our basic Apex program. Okay, so we can make use of our class code also to appear in our Lightning component. We can also make use of our different methods, functions also to appear in our Lightning Web component. Yes, we can do it. So multiple complex things also we can do it with the help of Lightning Web components. The only thing is you will have to uh, write that particular code on your VS Code. So a HTML for the designing part, that means the user interface part, how it should look like, the feel and all, using HTML and JavaScript, along with the combination of our Apex classes or Apex methods, functions. We can write complete business logic with the combination of JavaScript as well as our Apex. So JavaScript is going to deal at the uh, client side, but our backend, it's going to be completely Apex. Okay. So this way we can create multiple uh, Lightning Web components. So if you see, our project folder has been created, right? So this is our project default folder where all our project related information is going to live. Okay. So if you go back, I'm opening other project folder. So here, if you see, there are multiple things which we can write in the HTML file. Let's say input type text. I'm creating a registration form, and what I'm doing is I'm doing some action, and also I'm doing some method, post method, while when we click on the submit button. So input type text, ID uh, is equal first name, area label is first name. So we can give multiple fields. So here first name, last name, email, phone, state. If you see, these are like the basic information needed for our lead record along with the company. So here input type submit, I'm creating a button. So once this is submitted using our method, post method, I'm going to capture those details on my JavaScript. So yeah, here I haven't written anything. Okay. And it is exposed to multiple other Lightning component pages. So here, if you see, there are multiple things which we have done. So these are like we can import already created classes, already created methods with the import statement into our JavaScript also. So to make use of them. So that is where we are reutilizing our code or reusing the code. So okay, so all this. So I was telling you toast event message, right? So whenever you create a record or you do some kind of operation on your Salesforce org, let me show you. So let's say this is new lead record. So I'm creating some new lead record. We need uh, last name, company, and the stage status. Okay. Okay. And I clicked on save. No, phone as needed. Okay. We have created some validation trigger, right? That's where it asking for phone. I don't know if we have more fields. Yes. Fax also it's asking because we created that particular trigger. Email also, I guess. Yeah. And what else? Industry also it will ask. Annual revenue. So these are all the triggers which we have created. Okay. Right. Here, this green color message, if you see, right? this green color message, it's disappeared. So that's the toast message which we are getting. Okay. So that message also we can handle through our programming, making use of our class called show toast event class. So we can import that particular show toast event class into our programming and make use of it. Okay, so it's available in Lightning platform show event toast. So we are importing that particular class from this particular uh, Lightning component module, which is available and which is already available in our LWC module. Okay, so this way we can write multiple things on our Lightning Web Components. It is like you have much concept to learn on the Lightning Web Components, and you can do any type of complex programming on the Lightning Web Components, and you can have create multiple things, or based on your business requirement, you can create multiple things. The recent one which I created was the uh, if you have a community or the web page, on that we create a form and web to lead, we can gather it information, right? But the requirement came in like there should not be any community page, the website, there should not be any website, there should be a small URL which will be uh, distributed across, and also for that particular URL a QR code is there. So we will be circulating this QR code and the URL across our customers. So they will be either opening that URL or scanning that QR code. When they scan that QR code, that URL will be opening, and it's a registration form. Okay. So the client registration form, we capture their details, and this particular detail should create a lead record in my object. So that's the recent one, simple one, which we did in our project. Okay. So this is the basics of Lightning Web Components. So we have multiple things in to learn in the Lightning Web Components, like uh, different type of variables or parameters at the rate API, at the rate track, so many variables, so many methods, and so many different things, pub sub model. So many different things we can make use of in our Lightning Web Components. We can build them using the Lightning Web Components. Okay. So you tell any complex business logic, we can definitely implement using the Lightning Web Components. The only thing is like we will have to think on the right business logic for that, for implementing how to implement that particular uh, kind of business requirement. Okay. So So with this, we will be closing our complete sessions for the Salesforce classes, but you are free to contact me on WhatsApp for any kind of doubts you have. I can clarify them if I know, but if I do not know, also I can clarify them within a day or two. Okay, so it's like learning Salesforce is like not that uh, hard, but yes, it's see you because for Salesforce they keep on increasing, adding new features in each and every release. So yearly we have three different releases, the seasonal releases, and they keep on adding so many things. So yes, recently the Einstein activity capture was there, and uh, Einstein GPT was also there. So there were multiple things going on the Salesforce environment. It's it's like ever learning the uh, things. Okay, so you should be always keep on learning the Salesforce if you want to continue working on Salesforce. Okay, right. That is all for today's class, and yes, with this we are closing all our sessions, and Yes, you are free to reach out to me on WhatsApp if you have any questions or doubts related to our classes on the Salesforce. Okay.
Thank you, Dilip.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Can you share the notes?
yes, sure. I will share it. I will also try to share a couple of interview questions and couple of sample resumes.
Mhm.
Thinking that you do not have the Salesforce kind of resumes or whatever I have, I will share with you all the materials which I have. I will share it with you. Okay.
That would
So
be a
you have
And
a
great
class
help.
tomorrow,
Thank
Dilip?
no, we are done.
Okay, so what about the integration I asked for?
Integration, it's a different course, man. It can't come in this basic course.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
Even lightning also, it's like I just give one session, but it's a basic one. But if you want to learn lightning, probably another 30 classes is needed.
Another 30 classes?
Right. So that's
And
how everything is like very big concept. So all the important and basic things as part of configuration and administration, sorry, and development, I was able to cover all the basic stuff. But there were more advanced topic, more uh, other things also like lightning web components. It's a big topic. Integration, it's again a big topic. Integration, we need at least 15 classes. Lightning web components, to get in detail, we need 30 classes. So right, so we can't go completely with all those classes within 3 months of tight schedule. So that's actually a different course to which I cannot give you complete details, right? But yes, try learning, doing self-learning. But if you come across stuck somewhere, you can reach out to me for small kind of doubts or anything. You can reach out to me.
all right.
Yeah, that is all for today's class. Thank you so much for bearing with me with the different timings, all the classes in different timings, and thank you so much for bearing and attending the classes in different timings. And it's nice teaching you. Have a good future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilip. Thank you very much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilip.